Welcome back as we get set to take you out to the Row Arena for the United States taking on Finland. Captain Hillary Knight potted a goal for the Americans in their 5-1 opening win over Czechia, and they've feasted on Finland in the past, winning all 10 of their meetings in Olympic competition. Let's get you now to Cheryl Pounder and Kenzie Lalonde.
Thank you, Danielle, and welcome inside Row Arena. It's day 3 of women's hockey at the Winter Olympics. The United States already have a game under their belt. They beat Czechia 5-1. For the Finns, their game got postponed against Canada, so this is their first game at Milano Cortina 2026. Cheryl, a team has been dealing with illness, but good news, 20 players are in the lineup here today.
That's outstanding news. We all felt for them so much. It's your Olympic experience. You want to set foot on the ice and know that you are feeling your best. So the mindset is difficult, Kens, but it was interesting. They all stayed on the ice for the full warm-up, making sure they were able to get those puck touches early. I just love the fact that they're all out here right now.
Let's meet your officials and lineswomen here today. 2 Canadians, Elizabeth Mantha and Justine Todd. Both women are police officers. Todd in New York Regional Police Department, and Elizabeth Mantha is a Montreal police officer taking time off to be a part of the Winter Olympics. As for your starting goaltenders, John Robleski, the head coach, has been part of Team USA over the course of this quad. He took over in 2022, has led the United States to 2 World Championship gold medals. And we'll look to Erin Frankel here tonight for her second start. And there she is, got her first Winter Olympic win in that 5-1 win over Czechia. Stopped 13 of the 14 shots she saw. Her hometown, Chappaqua, New York. And for the Finns, they have certainly dealt with adversity, but they are here with their bench coach, Tero Lehtola. His first time as head coach of this Finnish women's national team, came in under a year ago. A former Olympian himself with the Finnish team back in 1994, represented Team Finland. And getting her first Winter Olympic start will be Sani Ahola, a goaltender with the Ottawa Charge. Has been a part of 3 World Championships and has led Finland to back-to-back bronze at the Women's Worlds. And so experience on one end like Captain Coyne Schofield and some fresh faces for Team Finland. Cheryl, this is 11th all-time meeting, and you know it's going to be a good one.
Oh, it's going to be a great one, and you know that the netminder, you said it, Sani Ahola will have to be very strong, and one of her teammates with the Charge, Savalainen, on the back end. You can see they just working together here. Their head coach said, listen, we want to come through this adversity. We want it to galvanize us. So expect short shifts for this team. And on the other side, the good habits of Team United States against Czechia. They'll want to be a little bit cleaner than the opening frame against Czechia. Smaller neutral zone, got to find a way to execute with those first passes.
Elizabeth Mantha will get things started with the opening face-off. A 5-1 win for USA. Haley Scamora, who's again listed as a 13th forward, had a 2-goal performance as USA relied on the goal scoring of their veterans in that game. But the storyline for them coming into Milano Cortina 2026 is their youth. 12 athletes playing in their first ever Winter Olympics. As Haley Wynn, one of those 12, moves this puck forward, picked up Boston Fleet in the most recent PWHL draft, chips this puck deep into Finland's zone.
And you can expect that a lot of pucks will be rimmed. They want goaltenders to come out of the net. You can see the angle of the boards, and we saw that earlier in the tournament, just the misplaying of the goaltenders when they came out. Erin Frankel has a game under her belt, though. She comes out early in the first shift to stop the puck.
And here comes Grace Zumwinkle in her second Winter Olympics. Zumwinkle driving wide, cuts in and tries for the shot. Redirected. Hira Koski in her 5th Winter Olympics cuts up the momentum of Alex Carpenter in the final moments.
For Grace Zumwinkle, you know that if she can get speed through the neutral zone, that's exactly what she's going to do. Coming in on her offside forehand to the middle ice, a power forward, a linear driver, and that's quintessential Zumwinkle.
Working the corners, Hannah Bilka, Janina Newland, who is the overtime hero for the Finns at the 2025 Women's Worlds. Finns rallied from a 3-0 deficit to Czechia to take that bronze medal. That has been their story on the international stage with the women's program. They have been in total domination of earning bronze over the years. They have 4 Olympic bronze medals, 3rd most medals to Canada and USA. Offside will be the call. Face-off will come back to center.
John Robleski really pleased with his team and where they're at, coming out of the rivalry series, outscoring Canada 24-7. This is a team that likes to play off the rush. Once they do get in zone and they establish pressure, look for a lot of high cycles. They also look to work the puck below the goal line. We'll look to pop it in front of the net to little soft, quiet areas to try and get their stick on it.
A fun line to watch here, Abby Murphy, Taylor Heisey, and Britta Curl-Salemi. Murphy playing at the University of Minnesota alongside Nelly Leitinen, a new name to get to know in the Finnish national team, patrolling the blue line. And since there was no Jenny Hirokoski at last year's World Chair, she played a lot of minutes. Expect that again to continue to be her story over the course of her international career. A break for Petra Nieminen. 1-on-2. It's Nieminen. Can't quite handle the puck, so Curl-Salemi reverses it.
Well, it's interesting to see Nieminen as a center on this team. We're so used to seeing her playing alongside Karvinen and Tapani, so distributing the wealth up and down the lineup. New coach, new balance.
Terrell Lepthra took over the team 250 days ago. Juuso Toivola, a long-time coach with the Finnish national team. Now a chance for Tessa Janicki. Chopped in and redirected off the stick and out of play.
See all the fans in the stands. You can decorate yourself up any way you want at the Olympic Winter Games to cheer on your favorite team, but you just saw the pressure of the Americans. They will look to send two on the forecheck, and F3 will look to get above the option and close quickly. So this is a fast American team. You have to have a quick puck touch if you're on the defensive end of it.
Back to the blue line. Wynn jumps in with some speed, draws it in, and tries for the shot high and into the near corner where Caroline Harvey will pinch in her second Winter Olympics. First time with fans, though, and friends and family in attendance. Quinn Schofield will get the cycle started, working Horst Gamora down low, and Kelly Panic is having an incredible year with the Minnesota Frost this year, wrapping it around, and Quinn Schofield tried to pick it up on the far side. Wynn will go D to D to Caroline Harvey. Cuts in, trying to get by Holopainen. Successful in a high and hard wrist shot. Harvey not done yet, trying to poke it home through Sani Ahola as the whistle sounds. Harvey so dynamic early in the first period.
Well, it looks like they're playing one-on-one hockey in the entire zone. Finland, that is, and you can see everyone's got their player doing a nice job to keep it on the perimeter. Jenny Hirokoski's going to be on coin earlier. Everyone's got a player. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Americans can do and how they can create lanes and openings through the middle of the ice as Harvey jumps down, does what she does best, extends the zone, shrinks the zone, all over the offensive zone.
Here comes Megan Keller to Hillary Knight, who's just one goal away from making history, tying King and Darwitz for the most goals ever by U.S. Olympian in women's hockey. On this stage, Keller to Layla Edwards made history of her own in the first game. First black woman ever represents USA hockey program at the Winter Olympics. Whistle will sound. The face-off will come in front of Finland's bench.
And I like that the Finns are playing very aggressive right now, and you can see them in their own zone, man on man, and they want to make sure that they each have their own player. Now, when you do get up high and the Americans look to switch and cycle with their D, they're going to have to communicate really effectively and make sure they're on the defensive side of the puck, but a good job by Finland so far.
And you talked about playing aggressive, Cheryl. This is a team that was down and out for the count, dealing with a bad stomach flu. So to have that energy, to have that ability to be hard on the forecheck is really something.
Well, Petra Nieminen said it. You got to control what you can control right now. Short shifts will be critical, though. That's something that we'll be keeping our eye on.
Kenzie Lone with you alongside Cheryl Pounder. Claire Hanna ringside. We'll more on that story as this game goes on. Edwards getting tied up in her own zone. Keller plays the body, gives time for Edwards. She'll flip this up, kept in zone by Emma Newtonen, who returns to the international stage. It's Leitinen from the blue line, blocked in front by Ida Coppola. Leitinen will keep things in. Her final year with the Gophers as Newtonen lands it on net for Aaron Frankel to make the save.
Well, you can see some heavy pressure by the Finns as well. You said it, getting back into the fold is going to be Newtonen right there. She's 5'10" and establishing some pressure. Petra Nieminen, get used to that name, number 16. She's so used to scoring big goals for this team. Back in 2022, she had 8 points, 3 goals, 5 assists, just shy of 20 minutes that she played.
As Lee Steckline looks up for Kayla Barnes, Kirsten Sims gets the extra touch. Float this puck into Finland's end. Forward battle underway. Barnes will pinch. Great back play by Tessa Janicki from Warren, Illinois. Was USA's hero in overtime at the 2025 Worlds. Both the bronze and the gold medal game went into overtime, and we've already had A shootout game at the Winter Olympics. Switzerland came back to take down Czechia. It was Ivana Vey in the shootout. Sims looking for an open body. Kayla Barnes keeps it in. USA goes for a change. Heisey swings it down low. Rania Savalainen with the Ottawa charge. Looks for Lehtinen on the far side. Murphy streams down with speed as Julia Shaleen will chase after it.
Keep an eye on Shaleen's game as well. She's on the hunt. Her first few strides are quick, and she's not afraid to get to the dirty areas.
Liikala trying for the centering pass. Harvey corrals it at center, and here she comes. A shift and a shake. Harvey through two, drags it in, and her shot will go wide of the net. Jumps up and plays so effortlessly. Rosalemi settling things. It'll be Abby Murphy. Far side pass. Haley Wynn drops down at a high shot. Loose puck. Murphy can't get to the rebound. It's Michelle Karvinen who will get dinged with a penalty off this, but that was an open net that Murphy shot to, so a great read by Finland's captain, Michelle Karvinen.
Well, she's going to come back and she's going to get the penalty on this, and this all comes because the sustained pressure of the Americans, all because the defender and Carolyn Harvey leads that rush.
33 minor penalty for holding.
So she's going to get that holding the stick. But as mentioned, once Harvey's in zone and she takes that shot, everyone's recovering that puck. They're able to get to it. So now the Finns are under siege, and they're going to get an opportunity backdoor. You can see Murphy going towards the net. Now she comes back, just takes that left hand off her stick, grabs hold of Murphy's for just a second. And yeah, that'll get you every time. Maybe embellished a little bit as well.
Karvinen will sit for two or less as USA's power play will go back to work. 1 for 3 against Czechia. It was Carpenter on the power play that opened the scoring for the Americans. Keller taking her time, trying to outwork Amy Newland, who will get some time on Finland's penalty kill. Austin Fleet's captain, Megan Keller, drops it back for Edwards. Carpenter opening up as Edwards through traffic, no problem. Connects with Carpenter in her third Winter Olympics. Passing it off to Keller. Evie Vainikka in a lineup for Finland. Vainikka tracking off the outside skate of Bilka. Hannah Bilka from Coppell, Texas, up for Keller. Edwards calls for it, snaps it far side. It's Bilka! Shot, no rebound there. Great passing play by USA, but Saniafla makes the needed save.
Well, and that's a nice save for her, because you have to be able to anticipate the play in front of you and push across crease. And you can see the setup. That puck's going to work its way high. You can see sort of in there in that flank position, and it's going to be Bilk who gets that shot. She's got Carpenter who drops down low as well on the shot, but the eyes aren't taken away of Ahola, who's able to get square to the puck.
Caroline Harvey passes it off. It's Kirsten Sim, drags it in down low. Janicki, toe save by Ahola. USA, a loose puck. Needs a foot race and a mishandle. It's Sandy Vananen will pick up the loose puck. Short-handed for the Finns. Vananen coming in, 1-on-4. Tries to get the shot off. Harvey with traffic, gains control.
Well, it's interesting with this PK, right? Finland has all left-handed shots out there. I like a left-right combination, but when you only have two righty as forwards, tough to do.
It is quite remarkable. Not a lot of righties up front for the Finns. Harvey, far side. Stulus and Vesa as their only righties. Murphy, a great look to Janicki. Parked herself on the far post. Under 30 seconds to go on USA's opening power play. Karvinen in the box for the Finns. It's Janicki off the post! So close to getting her first at the Winter Olympics.
Well, and it's moving that puck into sort of that slot area. Nice tracking by Ahola to know that where that puck and that threat is next. You got to know your options, as that puck's going to come to the middle of the ice. A little bit of a cycle as Harvey's going to jump down and feed it to that slot, that bumper area, quick on and off the stick. But look at Ahola reading exactly where it's going to go off of the iron and is able to hold on.
120 seconds to go on the power play. Edwards protects Vainikka right there on her far side pass to Hannah Bilka. Bilka settles things, looks for Edwards back to the near side. Rantala will challenge Edwards, takes her down. Hard to do. Edwards, USA's tallest player, 6'1". Edwards to Keller, and a shot from the blue line. Looking for the rebound. Out comes Karvinen. We're back to 5-on-5. USA not done. Carpenter, 2, 3, 4, trying off the backhand this time. Finland just had the numbers. USA landing 3 shots on their power play. Bilka keeping it in zone, sustained time, and Finland can't get the clear. Keller picking up momentum on the half forward, starting the cycle, looking down low for Carpenter.
Well, you're seeing the active nature and the mobility of Megan Keller. She's got the bomb from the point, but the way in which she transitions skates, it's effortless.
Franco will opt to just play this puck forward as opposed to getting a whistle, as Carpenter had some speed through center. Hillary Knight, her 5th Winter Olympics. Barnes takes her time, chips it back down into zone where Kelly Panic has some fresh legs. She'll work it up for Steckline. It's been all USA to start this first period. Point Schofield to Kayla Barnes. Outing work, Hella Pinen, Saranta, just her 2nd international tournament. Elevated minutes on the blue line with the Finns, paired up alongside Jenny Hirakowski coming into their opening game today.
When you see with the shorter neutral zone or smaller neutral zone, as a defender, it's important that you got to get up, but you really have to know where you are on the ice and how you can even get to the blue line on the exit.
Pearl Salemi to Harvey. Caroline Harvey. Great footwork. Looking to shake Emma Newtonen. Lands it on net. Sonny Ahola caught off guard, but makes the save. Rebounds there. Harvey's digging for it. Sticks are everywhere. Right as the whistle's blown. A great turnout here inside Rowe Arena for Finland's first game at the Winter Olympics.
Nice.
Team Finland recently had a head coaching change. After coaching the Finns since the Beijing Olympics, Juuso Toivola was let go and replaced by Tero Laterra this past summer. Now, before the Olympics even began, defender Nelly Latinen said, "We haven't had that much experience with the whole team, so it's going to be very important couple of days." Well, Coach Laterra has already had his hands full here, figuring out how many players would be available today after 13 players were sick or quarantined with norovirus, and Finland does have a full roster for today's game against the United States.
Exactly, Claire. I think that was a big question coming into this game. What would the numbers be for Coach Laterra? Great to see everybody in the lineup today. Majority of the team took part in opening ceremonies last night. They practiced as well, but quite the first obstacle to overcome in your Winter Olympics as the new head coach of this program.
I loved when he was asked, have you ever seen a team play with 10 skaters? He goes, yeah, my beer league team.
But I did appreciate him and Nico as well, as Joy Dunn tries for a hard wraparound. Lemmy can't finish the deal. Keller settling things along the blue line as it's just been all USA in the offensive zone to start this first period. Looking for their first. Will it be Keller? No, it won't. Ahola gets the glove down.
Well, Megan Keller is something on the blue line, much like Carolyn Harvey. The way that she's coming and getting closer to Layla Edwards and then reads exactly where that high pressure is, so she widens out so that when she does get the puck, she has a lane to get it to the net. So really, really mobile and active. I mean, she's got a ton of leverage. She's got great size, but she is really moving right now.
Loose puck at center, and Harvey will chase after it. Deferred her first year with the Wisconsin Badgers to be a part of USA's residency program leading into Beijing 2022. Exact same thing Marie-Philippe Poulin did in 2010. Carolinen look up for Amelia Vesa. Harvey puts her right back down. Vanhanen chips this to center. Now it's Janicki working it along the blue line. Vesa spins off her pressure to look to make a centering pass. Harvey again pinches to keep it in zone.
And I'm just looking at Jenny Hirakowski off the puck and just how smart and cerebral of a player she is. I mean, such a leader and a veteran for this squad, such an efficient skater. Played over 27 minutes at the last Olympics, so you can expect that she will play a lot of valuable minutes for the Finns.
As Jenny Hirakowski, Michelle Carvin took to the ice today in their 5th Winter Olympics. Hirakowski, who did not play at the 2025 Women's World, dealing with an infection and later underwent a minor heart procedure, back fully healthy, which is good to see. Still await our opening goal between the United States and Finland. It's day 3 at the Winter Olympics. Aaron Frankel, Kelly Panic will take the draw. Strength per game we've talked about for years. That's Coyne Schofield, stopped out by Nelly Leitinen. Expect to see her in the upcoming PWHL draft. Likes of Caroline Harvey, Layla Edwards, the list goes on and on, maybe even Petra Nieminen. Time will tell.
Little Abby Murphy action.
Little Abby Murphy, of course, Layla Edwards. It's going to be a very exciting draft class in the PWHL. You've got 61 athletes currently participating from the PWHL in the Winter Olympics. As this board battle is well underway and Sackline's in the middle of things, Toulouse rolls off. He spent last year in the PWHL, opted to play in the SDHL this year to get some high playing minutes in preparation for the Winter Olympics.
And it's really interesting to watch the Finns play right now. They're being very aggressive on the forecheck, but when they think the Americans have the puck under, under their thumb, they're backing up and they're setting up a trap.
We'll be back inside Rowe Arena in Milan, Italy. It's the Winter Olympics. Quarantine, that's experience you relate to at the Winter Olympics.
Well, yeah, 2002, heading into the semifinal games against Finland, the night before I was actually quarantined. I had a sickness, and I remember being isolated. And as an athlete, you're just thinking to yourself, I just want to be at my best, not just for myself, but I'm playing for my country, my teammates. And so you fight with these thoughts, you wrestle with these thoughts all night long. And I opened a book that had been brought to me from the school board, where my mom worked, and it had about 1,000 messages of well wishes. And all I did was read it, every page of that book, just to uplift and get my mindset to a positive place.
That's amazing.
And so
Where's the book?
I have
We gotta find the book.
Control what you can control, and these athletes have come out in this game today. You can certainly tell that there's some punch to their step. They're galvanized, they're playing together. It's great to see that they were also able to go to the opening ceremonies, a massive part of the Olympic Winter Games.
I can't imagine that. You prepare your body for these moments, Cheryl, and then at the final moment, you have to work through your mind and the mental side of things.
Sometimes it's getting the mind to believe that you can actually achieve it. And so, but it is difficult when you fight with those thoughts. Nothing really prepares you to feel the way you're feeling in that moment.
Well, the Finns are in full force as Liikola gets a chance off the rush. USA had the numbers on the back check, and they're going to head back the other way. Haley Wynn leads the charge. Chips it into the far corner as Krosalemi looks for a blue line pass. Danny Vanhanen will pick it up.
You see the Finns have close support, especially they're looking for the pop play to the middle of the ice on their exit. Americans trying to quickly transition the puck. It's something that they're known for, but with the blue lines closer and tighter, you got to back up. You got to come underneath those blue lines.
Holopainen off the rush, trying to split the D or shot blocked in front. Tapani working in below the goal line. USA's put up 9 shots. 7 of those 9 shots so far have been from defenders. Harvey leading the way with 3. Of course, USA's had a power play chance already in this game.
Because that puck goes low to high a lot. They work it below the goal line. If they have an opportunity to attack the middle, they will. But when they don't, they're not afraid to use the point. And the points are also so active. So look for those switches up high.
Finland won bronze. Beijing 2022. They beat Switzerland 4-0 in that game. So they'll look to head back to Finland with another medal in Milano Cortina. Laitinen challenged by Skimora. Janicki getting tied up, draws the penalty though. Now Susanna Tapani's going to go to the penalty box. Franco's going to head off. USA will send the extra attacker on the ice as a delayed penalty is on the way against Tapani. Coyne Schofield to Caleb Barnes. Steckline down low for Kelly Panic. A control game now for the Americans. Steckline outworking Yanina Newland. Panic, far side pass to Barnes. Caleb Barnes down low for Coyne Schofield. Leading the PWHL in point production with Heisey and Krosalemi. Barnes didn't like her options. Connects with Panic. Still a delayed penalty on the way against Finland. As Tapani looks straight to the official and she points right back to Susanna Tapani. All right, the United States back to the power play as Tapani heads to the box for 2 or less.
I mean, she's just been master. Well, the great Hillary Knight is able to get on the board against Czechia, driving the dot on her strong side, gets that one up and in a hurry. I mean, she's just been masterful in her 5th Olympic winter game. I mean, outstanding athlete, one of the leading goal scorers.
Her 13th career goal at the Winter Olympics, one back from tying Katie King-Crawley and Natalie Darwitz, most ever by a USA hockey player at the Winter Olympic. Can she do it? Will it be today against Finland? Time will tell as the United States go back to the power play. 0 for 1 in this game. Carpenter! Another power play goal! Alex Carpenter's 2nd power play goal in Milan, Italy.
Well, Alex Carpenter is going to score this goal, but when you're 76% in the dot through your first game, you get possession right away. Look at her in the bumper. You see the triangle, getting her stick down. And listen, she doesn't have a lot of time or room, but the way she's positioned her body is to be able to get that shot off as a left-handed shot, get it off in a hurry. And that's what Alex Carpenter does. And you see John Roboleski saying, yeah, that's what we wanted. That's going to be a power play goal. That's what got us started against the Czechs. And it was Alex Carpenter against the Czechs. Well, guess what? It's Alex Carpenter against the Finns to start this one off as well.
A little deja vu at Rowe Arena. Carpenter's 10th career Winter Olympic goal, though still chasing Olympic gold. She was there in Sochi, and she was there in Beijing. Was not part of the Pyeongchang gold, as Coppola has a lane in the slot. Backhand! Frankel extends the pad in time, denying Petra Nieminen. Emma Newtonen on the drive. A great look for the Finns, responding to the Americans' opening goal.
Well, you said it, response. In the shift after a goal, either for or against, you have to find a way to either continue the momentum or shut it down, and that's exactly what the Finns do there. Nice response to get a real nice look on Erin Frankel.
Now Heisey streaming through off the backhand. Holopainen picks up the loose puck. Chances coming off the rush at either ends. Tapani, another run for Finland. Holopainen and Karvinen rounding out this top line for Finland. Long shot from the blue line, and Frank will make the glove save.
You see a couple chances traded by Taylor Heisey, but it's the Finns that come, and they're finding ways to get to that puck. And you're going to see the Americans get shots through to the point, but it's also going to be Alex Carpenter on the power play. That quick release shot, sometimes it's not about how hard it is. Layla Edwards, the converted forward to D, is able to shovel that on the backhand, and you can see it's a rolling puck that gets up in high and in a hurry. And then the Finns with a couple of response shifts.
Slap shot from the blue line by Finland. Janicki and Vainica battling hard along the boards. Lady Vainica's World Championship cut short in České Budějovice after a collision with Marie-Philippe Poulet. Only ended up playing 4 games. Was out with a shoulder injury after that. A big piece to Finland's offense. Good to see her back at the Winter Olympics. Barnes on it early in the corner. Kirsten Sims on the far side, passing it out in front, trying to connect with Tessa Janicki. It's Joy Dunn that gets it on net. Scored in her first Winter Olympic game against Czechia. Following in the footsteps of her older sister, Jinsey Dunn, who played at Beijing with USA.
I really like that line of Janicki, Zumwinkle, and Dunn. And of course, Skamora also going into that line. Skamora played 645 and had 2 goals. You know who's played a lot of minutes? Hilary Knight. Over the course of her career, I mean, she just continues to do it. And she goes down and she gets hit there in the neutral zone as she's turning, trying to be evasive. Not sure, it looks like that left leg to some degree. She goes down, gets back on the bench. So keep our eyes on Hilary Knight.
Number 21, Hilary Knight, who has said this is her final Winter Olympics, and you know she wants to go home with gold. Here's a look at Zumwinkle in front. Wide of the net it will go. Coyne Schofield will pick this up. Out in front, another pass. Coyne Schofield from Palace Heights, Illinois, getting chased by Likala, trying to send it on net. Hirakoski off the backhand, stopped by Keller, and now has a point in each one of her games. Loved it at center.
And just, that's her spacing as well. You're not making that play if you're not up in the play, if your spacing in your gap isn't excellent. So it's the details to Megan Keller's game as well.
Out comes Coyne Schofield, opts for the shot. Ahola had her stick ready.
Nope. Harvey also had her stick ready, jumping down.
Heisey trying for the no-look shot. Loose puck. Heisey looking to settle things up against Karvinen as the two often go toe-to-toe against each other in the PWHL. Wynn gets taken down in the corner. Heisey rims it. Now Rantala battling hard for it. USA out shooting the Finns 13-4. They heavily outshot Czechia 42-14 in that 5-1 win.
Well, they've just got so much depth to this group, and you mentioned the active nature of all of their D. Tapani and Karvinen doing a nice job with Holopainen, the veterans for the Finns, and of course the veterans for the United States, and Hilary Knight, number 21. Will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And see Coppola just going to the net, getting that short side shot off, and she goes to the bench, and that's not a good sign. Not often you see her go down and get to the bench right away.
Keep our eyes on 21. Kirsten Sims. Under a minute and a half to go in the first period. Alex Carpenter at the power play goal. It's USA in the lead as Carpenter picks up this puck now, moves it ahead. Kirsten Sims on a break, all alone. Sims high and over the net it will go. She has been a big moment player in her young career, whether it's with the Badgers on the international stage. Scored an overtime winner against Canada in the preliminary game. It's Janicki now looking for the loose puck. Tanya Ahola gobbles it up in time with 1:03 remaining.
Well, it's interesting. We saw it against Czechia as well on the Kaltenkova goal, that finding ways to get into the offensive zone, and it's typically off of a bank. The neutral zone is small, so if you're going to dish it in the neutral zone, you want to make sure you're not dishing it to someone who's static. So the board bank allows you to skate onto it. We just saw that beautiful pass by Alex Carpenter.
Megan Keller off the face-off. Final minute to go in the first period. 1-0 USA. As the Janicki reverses it down low. Forward battle, out comes Scamora. Her shot blocked in front, looking for the rebound. It's Keller, and it'll go into the far corner. Megan Keller, that shot from the blue line. Look out.
Well, it's also reading where that puck's going to pop out to, and you shrink the zone. And back in my day, I'd be stapled to the blue line. Well, these athletes come outside it to gain some speed. You see Carolyn Harvey coming outside of it as well. As the head coach of Finland talking to his teammates. And when Juuso Toivola came out, we were wondering, who was Tara Laterra? Well, he's making his mark right now, isn't he? So are the officials in the stands.
We've got Mantha fans in the crowd today. Elizabeth Mantha from the Quebec region, who's been a part of the PWHL since its inception, is one of the most experienced officials in the women's game. Caroline in off the face-off. Looks for her winger, connects with Vainica. Toulouse looking for the loose puck at center. Laura Toulouse leaves it up for Anita Newland. Off the backhand and into the corner. Under 20 seconds to go. Layla Edwards connects with Grace Sumwinkle. Here pass to Keller. Loose puck, Newland on it quickly. Offside the call with 11.2 to go.
Well, I like what Layla Edwards was trying to do there, using that weak side defender in Keller to get the exit through the neutral zone and then hoping to carry that puck into the offensive zone. Face-offs right now, 14-5 in favor of the United States. They were also 65% in the face-off dot against Czechia in their opening game. So when you start with possession and you're the Americans, makes it real tough on the opponent. Yeah.
Considering the illness is that Finland has been dealing with, they have come out with great jump. Assertive game, trying to take down the gold medal favorites in the United States as they lead the way 1-0 after the opening 20.
Well, convincing for the Americans, and you got to be impressed and proud of their effort so far through the first 20.
Carpenter, the difference maker on the power play inside Rowe Arena. It's day 3 of women's hockey at the Winter Olympics. More to come in our first intermission with Claire Hanna, Cassie Campbell-Pascal, and Haley Salvian. Thank you, Danielle, and it was a very dominant first period by the Americans, up 1-0, put up 15 shots on net, 7 of those shots by defenders, and all eyes were on Caroline Harvey.
Yeah, 3 of those 7 came from her, but look at how she manipulates the blue line. This is what I mean by extend. Her feet come outside, she stays on side, and that's how she's going to get her lane, so she can sprint the line, she can heel the heel on the line, and she can activate great stick, good spacing, good gap. So her forward movement, also her transition skating is absolutely excellent. She will look to transport the puck, but even when she gets in trouble, her efficient skating allows her to get back in the play. I mean, she led all United States players with 7:33 in terms of time on ice through that first 20 minutes. You're just seeing the dynamic ability of number 4 on the blue line.
It's remarkable. Caroline Harvey has done, just 23 years old, has competed at 5 world championships already, was the first defender to lead a women's world in point production. It was the 2023 Worlds, and she was so dynamic that year, led the tournament in scoring.
On how things change, right, Ken's? Back in the 2022 Olympics, her average ice time was 3:13.
Remarkable. Numbers that will not be found on the score sheet in Milano Cortina. A big piece to this blue line as Haley Wynn finds Harvey on the far side, trying to outwork Holopainen. Down low, Leitinen pinning Kelly Panik. Aitanen and Murphy making quite the duo with the Gophers this year. Aitanen on the blue line, awarded as an assistant captain this year with the Finnish national team, showing how she'll be a big piece to the future of this program. Karvinen looking for Holopainen, kept in by Wynn.
Holopainen's going to be one of those players that takes off when they get the puck because she's got a lot of pace to her play. She's quick, she's fast, and she's one of those players that can make something happen when she gets the puck and get some speed underneath it. Nice to see Hillary Knight out on the ice, on the bench, skating, and when she came back on, we were watching her and just do her edge work coming in after intermission after she took that hit against Kuopala. Looked like she has a lower body injury. You can see that she's kind of having a feel for it, but nice to see her back on that ice.
Good sight to see Hillary Knight back to the ice. There she is, nice pass, and the puck's loose. USA won't be pleased. Like a quick shake of the situation.
That would have been timely, hey?
Yeah.
Talking about Knight. Nah, she just comes back on the ice, laboring a little bit, and just makes a play. Coming in, right-handed shot. Look at her position herself, and she recognizes, hey, I might have someone backdoor there. I'm just going to float it on my backhand around. But certainly just looks a little bit off in terms of her strength on her skates right now. We'll kind of track that as we go here.
Look at her career over the course of the quad since Beijing 2022. A remarkable hat trick in the gold medal game back in the 2023 Worlds. Come from behind and take down Canada. Carpenter looking for her second of the game. Edwards jogs it back. Loose puck in front. Aquila tracking it well as Yanina Newland takes it out.
Well, you see the triangles there, the play below the goal line, and Alex Carpenter just with impeccable timing coming down the middle of the ice trying to get a stick on that puck. One of the gifts to her game.
Petra Nieminen takes the lane. Franco makes the save, and Hillary Knight keeps the rebound far, far away. Finland's best chance in the second period. Here comes Hillary Knight. Has Hannah Bilka. What a pass! Bilka can't finish it. Hillary Knight was a saucer pass connecting straight to Bilka's stick. Just couldn't quite finish it. A remarkable play by the savvy veteran. Salemi keeping this momentum going. Back into the corner for Abby Murphy. Calls herself the Brandon Shaw of women's hockey, and that is a well-suited player to aspire to be. Brings the grit, brings the skill, great teammate, and the work ethics there. In front, looking for the one-time release from Stekline. Emma Newtonen gets the red line. She'll go end-to-end, playing with confidence as Newtonen returns to the international stage.
She's playing her offside there, so her forehands to the middle of the ice. Just wants to take it and look to get a shot on net.
Here comes the Americans. Kursalemi to Abby Murphy. Far side! Tic-tac-toe! And it's 2-0 USA. Taylor Heisey finds the back of the net for her first goal at the Winter Olympics.
Oh my! Unbelievable tic-tac-toe play, and it's going to start with the exit pass coming through the middle of the ice. Salemi driving through the middle, 3v1, kick it, and oh, let's go backdoor to Taylor Heisey. We know that dynamic combination, but this is three-way with Salemi through the middle to the righty, and Abby Murphy, I don't know, back to a righty on the back door, and that's going to be Taylor Heisey for the connection, going to get her first of the tournament. Yep. And the line mates connect. Just a beautiful play, 200-foot play right from their own zone, showing the speed and play. When this team can play off the rush, they are fire.
Curl to Murphy, Heisey seals the deal. This is a line to watch. Taylor Heisey, who did not centralize back in Beijing 2022 and has been such a key piece to this offense over the last 4 years, scores her first ever goal at the Winter Olympics. A very exciting moment for her and her family from Lake City, Minnesota.
On both right-handed shots, right? So they've got on her strong side, Abby Murphy's coming in. She can see that diagonal pass with Heisey on the back door, who's able to convert on it. But again, Kayla Barnes hits the middle here. Salemi says, I'm going to take it through the middle. I'm going to drive coverage back. I'm going to continue to drive through the middle to take away that defender, push that defender back so I can open up that lane for Abby Murphy to deliver the gift to Taylor Heisey, who doesn't miss.
Taylor Heisey grew up in a basketball family, found her way to the ice, and hasn't looked back. Has won it all, a Patty Kazmaier Award winner, MVP at the Women's Worlds, and now chasing her first Winter Olympic gold.
Played at the University of Minnesota until 2023, had 227 points in 173 games.
Remarkable numbers for Taylor Heisey, but that goal's got to feel extra special. Keller gets tripped up by Karvinen. Carolina sends it right back down. Tessa Janicki first on it. Holopainen takes the body, gives time for Edwards to stretch the zone. It's Joy Dunn looking near side for Janicki. Offside the call for the Americans.
You see the connection between Taylor Heisey and her linemen. So a lot of the time, she's the player who's distributing the puck. And she scans the ice really well. So when you're watching her with the puck, a lot of the time she will move a foot left or right to the outside, depending where she is on the ice, to draw coverage to her, to open up a lane for someone else. And you see all the young kids in the stands enjoying an Olympic game and the Olympic vibe.
I think my favorite part, Cheryl, is right outside here. There's a place to park your stroller, which I love. So conveniently located as Keller comes in. Oh, what a goal by Megan Keller! Her first at the Winter Olympics. A beautiful shot. Oh, wow. Cue it up again. It's 3-0 USA.
Megan Keller's been outstanding. Hard work down below the goal line, and you can see pinching down, activating, moving the shield. And she says, listen, this east part, because everyone's looking to take a player in the middle of the ice, and you can see Rantala looking back door, but there's no one there. So she allows Megan Keller to walk. And again, right there, just walk, power move to the net, but that's recognition as well. A lot of players would just take that puck below the net and look for a pass, not Megan Keller. She's moving on the pinch. She's coming down that wall on her strong side. And once she sees that the lane is open, she takes it.
6 assists over the course of her 2 Winter Olympics, coming into Milano Cortina, and now she nets her first ever goal, her 3rd Winter Olympics, just 1:06 after Taylor Heisey. What a goal for the Fleet captain.
Yeah, she's been outstanding. And we've been talking about her throughout this tournament, and this is the 2nd game, but we've been really noticed just her powerful skating and how quick she is from left to right.
Again, it's going Schofield. Ahola makes the save. USA finding their groove now.
Well, Kendall Coyne-Schofield, one of the things she's known for is her speed, and when she can get pace through the neutral zone, she's really difficult to contain because she's got that small frame, and I know how difficult that can be as a defender. I used to have to defend players like Jenny Potter, and just so strong on her skates and keeps her feet moving. You can't get the hips, and that makes it difficult to move them out.
Caroline Harvey dancing in the offensive zone and sends it on net. Nothing is slowing her down.
Well, and this is really difficult to defend against when you've got an active blue line for the Finns. So it's also recognizing, okay, well, we've got to communicate when we're switching because you've got a high forward kind of looking at the defender that they're covering, but that defender's moving, right? So depending on where the puck is, they're sliding in behind the coverage, and so difficult with the active mobility of the entire blue line.
Carpenter, oh, looking for it, cleared away by Hirakowski in the final seconds. Ahola was looking for it, and it looked like Hirakowski was able to clear it away in time. 3-0 USA. Carpenter back to the races. A diving play down low for Hannah Bilka to skate into it. Hillary Knight, Carpenter, Bilka rounding out this top line for John Roboleski. Harvey picks up control, works it up high. Carpenter snaps it back down low. It's the 11th all-time meeting between these two countries at the Winter Olympics. USA a perfect 10-0. Loose puck, win tries from the blue line into the glove of Sani Ahola.
Well, you're seeing the wave of offense from the Americans and the speed, and really difficult when you've got this kind of connection. And we talked about the defense and how mobile they are, but when the forwards know it, you create 2-on-1s up high that creates ice down low, and Ahola wasn't sure where that one was, and Hirakowski comes in and saves the day just to kick that puck to the corner. But again, it's a second period. It can be difficult to get the line change when you're under so much pressure. You got to get to the blue line. You know, that's very, very difficult. So for the Finns right now, who really want to have short shifts, especially coming off of, you know, the sickness throughout their team, you want to make sure that you can get those quick line changes, and that can be difficult in the second period.
It's over 5 minutes into the second period. Murphy feeds it to the blue line for Layla Edwards. Back down in the corner for Kurossalemu. Picked up her first career Olympic point on that tic-tac-toe play with Murphy and Heisey. Icing the call, back down into Finland zone.
Well, Savolainen's going to elect to just throw that one off the boards. Wanted a little more touch to it, but I don't mind the play. If you're under siege, you want to reset, get it into the neutral zone. That's something that I don't think Czechia does often enough. A lot of the time, they will turn that puck back, and really difficult when you've got an American forecheck. Is you see here Akoski communicating on her bench. Played over 6 minutes in that opening frame as well.
Harvinen and Hirakoski likely to break the all-time games played at the Winter Olympics. They need to play 6 games in order to take over that record. This is game 1 for the Finns. Canada will open up their tournament against Switzerland later tonight. Edwards back down into the corner. Murphy rolls off with speed. Keller pinches to keep this puck down low for USA. Shaleen working it along the boards, brings this to center and into the corner as they'll get a much-needed change.
You see Kurossalemu going against Vesa, 13 forward right now, because she was covering for that pinch. Good responsible play by number 17.
Finland has certainly seen its ups and downs over the course of the quad in Beijing, earned bronze, and then 7 months later had their worst ever finish on the international stage. They came 6th at the Worlds. They lost the 5th placement game. They have rebounded back into Group A and are back-to-back bronze medalists. And now we see the adversity at the under-18 level for this program.
Well, yeah, being relegated at the most recent World Championship. And you know that this is a senior program that wants to vie for a medal at this Olympics. And they'll want to right that ship and send the message that they're still a leading contender in the women's game. But a real difficult situation at the U18 level for the Finns.
Fans from all over gathering inside the arenas in the stadiums. Canada with their first Olympic medal of Milano Cortina, Valerie Malte. Long track speed skating, earning bronze in the 3,000-meter final. It was her 5th Winter Olympics. So great news for Canadian sports fans. Looking again, it's USA digging home in front of Ahola.
Well, when you've got a heavy line, like this 4th line with Zumwinkle going to the net, and you've got Harvey who's tracking to one side, it can be so difficult to stop that momentum. Americans keep going.
Supermarket.
Well, the second period has proven to be a fast one. A lot of pace and distribution for the Americans, whether it's a connection pass or whether it's going to be Megan Keller with that wide stance, load on the right leg, inside edge, and go backhand to beat Ahola. You see the smiles all the way around. And that's because they're dictating the pace of play right now, especially in this second period where the Finns are on their heels.
Leading the team in point production with the Fleet this season. And what a goal it was. Harvey. Now it's Joy Dunn, who already has a goal in the tournament. Stopped by Afla. Zumwinkle battling hard along the boards. Kayla Barnes jumps down. Barnes from Eastvale, California. Patrolling the blue line as Zumwinkle takes her time. Barnes getting lost in coverage. Zumwinkle recognizes. Reverses it down low for Janicki. To Barnes, steps down. Janicki out in front. Oh, good look for Joy Dunn. Where's the rebound? Still digging for it. Zumwinkle again. Tied up by Tapani. Now it's Vinica. Breaks free with Yanita Newland. Oh, Harvey keeps it in with her skate. Here comes Harvey right into the belly of Ahola.
And this is a heavy line, this 4th line, if that's what you want to call it, with Janicki, Zumwinkle, and Dunn. Skamora can go in there as well. But down below the goal line, they are so difficult to contain. And when you don't have a second quick that gets in there quickly, now all of a sudden you're trying to get to the middle of the ice. Even if your stick is available with the size and leverage of a Joy Dunn, you're going to get opportunity, and that's what's happening. In the small space areas of the ice, the Americans are winning those battles.
The Americans have only ever lost to the Finns once before, 2008 Women's World, 18 years ago. It was a 1-0 overtime win for the Finns. They've also tied once before. It was back in '97 at the Worlds. USA 33 wins all time and counting against Finland. Colleen Panic protects it well. Kirsten Sims in her first Winter Olympics. starting the cycle with Coyne Schofield. Savalainen pinning her. Penalty it will be against Savalainen, USA, to their third power play of the game.
And this is what I was talking about with smaller players like Kendall Coyne Schofield. They're so difficult to get the hips. If you want to bump and run or you want to throw them up to the boards in the contact zone, a lot of the time they can roll off of you because they can feel where that pressure is and get in underneath you. She's waiting for that puck. She's extended the zone, the shield, but she keeps her feet moving, and Savalainen loses position, so just grabs hold a little bit, and that's going to earn her the call, and that'll send the Americans back to the power play. No question that Alex Carpenter's coming into the dot. She's been lethal there. The Americans winning it first possession. Layla Edwards anchoring the blue line alongside Megan Keller.
And let's keep our eyes on USA's captain, Hillary Knight. 1 goal away from tying the all-time program record in USA hockey on the Winter Olympic stage. Edwards to the slot, it's Bilka, shot blocked in front. Carpenter hoping to find the rebound. Edwards keeps it in control in the corner. Great stick by Sandy Vanhanen trying for the clear. Keller breaks free off the backhand to Edwards. Layla Edwards steps down. It's Knight, here's it is. Oh, it's blocked in front by Hurakovsky. Jenny Hurakovsky in her 5th Winter Olympics. A great stop. Can she do it again? Oh, and an outside shot by Bilka. Popola tying up Knight as this puck comes back to the blue line. Keller driving down, feeds it off to Edwards. Now it's Hillary Knight. Bilka. Oh, Hillary Knight makes history in Milan. What a goal by Hillary Knight, tying the all-time goal scoring record in USA women's program history.
It's on the power play and right in her wheelhouse. We saw her with a couple opportunities earlier. She's working off that strong side where she's below the goal line as a right-handed shot. They're in the overload. She had the roll-off earlier, but this one is going to prove to be the one that sets the record. Unbelievable. Hillary Knight doing what she does best, putting the puck in the net.
Hillary Knight stands by Katie King-Crawley and Natalie Darwitz. 14 career goals at the Winter Olympics. Most ever in USA hockey program history. Remarkable what these women have done. And of course, it's a highlight reel, high-skilled goal for USA's captain.
Well, it's interesting. I'm not sure if her teammates knew, but look at this. She recognizes Ahola has gone down. She sees the upstairs, right? And it just goes off almost the top of the blocker, up and in. But Hillary Knight, a right-handed shot, working down below that goal line. We saw her roll off as well to her backhand earlier and take the space because she's got that leverage. I mean, there's so many details to her game in terms of her body position and how she is so aware of where everyone is to be able to roll off, but that is a goal scorer's goal, and she gets it up and in a hurry.
She needs just one more goal to stand alone. Can she surpass the record? Can she get to 15? Time will tell. Holopainen off the backhand. Around it will go. Finland's put up 6 shots so far in this game. Abby Murphy breaks free. Tries to cut back through Tapani. Haley Wynn steps up, connects with Murphy. Whoa! And a big hit between Savalainen and Murphy. Vanya Savalainen, a big body to take down. Leave it to Abby Murphy to get the job done.
Well, leaving her mark on the ice, right? That's what she does.
Here comes Janicki through 2. Joy Dunn, stopped by Avola. Again off the rush, USA posing as a threat against the Finns. Savalainen up for Vivi Vainikka. Great back check by Skimora. The details to her game. We've heard head coach John Wroblewski talk about it. What is your added value? Can you be consistent? And that's the middle name of someone like Haley Skimora.
Well, and a reason why she's a first-unit PKer with Kelly Panik as well. She's got that role. Her details are defensive, even though she can put the puck in the net. But you saw it. You race to position through the middle of the ice to be able to get the takeaway. Something John Wroblewski has talked to us about many a time, that the takeaway game is everything in the stick details that he's been looking for.
Back on the attack. Kayla Barnes has a lane. She takes it. Stopped in front. Tripped up. Another penalty for the Finns. It'll be Hirakoski that's going to head off to the penalty box. Well, Hillary Knight, the hero inside Rowe Arena in the record books with USA Hockey, her 14th of her career, all-time best.
It's the eternal feeling, the drive for something greater, an unspoken desire of untamable wilderness, where the skies dance and the people smile. It is a place that will change you. It is the Northwest Territories.
I would choose the dream house. Cash. I would choose a mansion and get rich, like get a good job. I'd be able to give stuff to charity and taxes and stuff. I want to go to Disneyland.
Oh, this can't be real. Let's go.
Herself tied with 14 goals at the Olympic Winter Games with some greats.
She just needs one more, Cheryl, to be at the top of the list, to surpass King and Darwitz and be standing alone at the top of the record book. We will see if she can do it.
And there was a time where you thought to yourself, okay, how much longer can she keep going? And now you're just staring at her, and she's already said this is it for her in terms of the Olympics.
Another chance, locked in front. On the power play for the United States, 2 for 3 in this game as Burakovsky sits for the Finns. Sims to Harvey, she'll step down, far side, tees one up, Ahola makes the save.
When you're getting lots of opportunities on the power play, as a coach, you want to give both units reps. So see that the Hillary Knight unit was not starting that sequence. It was the younger unit, shall we call it.
Megan Keller brings this puck forward. Goal and 2 assists in this game with a veteran blue liner.
We say younger, and then you look and you got Bilka out there, you got Layla Edwards.
USA has 9 players aged 23 or younger. Keller back for Edwards, who's just 22 years old, takes it over the blue line. Layla Edwards now in Finland zone. Under 30 seconds to go on USA's power play. Carpenter and Knight with power play goals already. Officials wanting the players to move the puck. Hillary Knight making history today. Finds Edwards, tries for the far side pass. Ida Coppola picks it up, has Shalene with her. The Finns shorthanded. Here they come. Coppola, high shot, shoulder saved by Frankel. And out comes Burakovsky, and we'll return to 5-on-5. Alex Carpenter takes it end to end. In comes Carpenter, an outside shot.
Trying to catch Al-Halak cheating there, trying to go short side.
Well, Hillary Knight's already done that.
Yeah, just see if the goaltender thinks you're going to hold it, maybe move it to the other side of the ice, and you can't get them cheating off post a little bit.
Zumwinkle back down into the corner for Coyne Schofield, and what last 4 years Kendall Coyne Schofield has had. Loose puck in front, trying to bring it home in front of Ahola.
Well,
we talked about it. A historic goal for Hillary Knight in USA women's hockey, tying Natalie Darwitz and Katie Krinkali for most ever at the Winter Olympics in USA program history. She's already all over the record book at the World Championship, of course. Points, assists, gold record with a C on her chest. A very memorable Olympic Games.
Well, and cheering on her teammates, right? Just showing that leadership, and there's nothing she wants more is to end her career and with a gold medal here at the Olympic Winter Games. And she was part of that Pyeongchang win back in 2018.
All the way to a shootout. Now no longer the format.
On the last time with the weighted pools as well. So
right.
Going to a snake format as well.
It'll be very interesting to see how the landscape of preliminary games will change with that new format coming at the Worlds in November. Nuutinen to Savalainen, a shot in front. Hokola looking for the rebound chance. Panic moves it up to Zumwinkle, her second Winter Olympics.
Nice job by Savalainen as well, just getting a ton of minutes on the back here for the Finns. Jumping down, diving down the wall, quick release shot from the point. You got to take it when you get it. Eyeing up Zumwinkle right now.
Finland pushing, it's Coppola, shot off of Wynn, looking for the rebound now. Frankel finds the loose puck with 4:48 remaining, a stoppage of play. Great atmosphere today inside Rowe Arena. Fans from all over the world watching the best in women's hockey on display in Milano.
Sees hockey through a different lens, literally. Gilday is completely blind in her right eye. Doctors discovered a tumor in her eye when she was in grade 7, and she had chemotherapy to make sure it didn't spread to her left eye. Now, it's something that doesn't even bother her, and she said, the body is kind of cool. It just takes over, and I really don't notice it unless I close my left eye.
It is quite remarkable how she continues to move forward and says she often forgets about it. Had to resumed hockey in the 9th grade and hasn't looked back since, having to take time off to undergo the chemotherapy. And the Ottawa Charge wanted her. It was their first-round pick in last year's PWHL draft. Cheryl, she's played big minutes this season as a rookie.
She's got that bomb from the point. She's not afraid to hit. She blocks shots as well, averaging over 21 minutes a game with the Charge.
Savalainen, her teammate with the Charge, first on it in the corner for the Finns. Her 3rd Winter Olympics. Shalene chips it down. Icing will be the call, and back down into Ahola's end. We've seen goaltending changes over the quad for the United States. And Rory Gilday has her Charge teammate Gwyneth Phillips with Ottawa as we take a look at some of her numbers in the successful season she's had this year so far.
Well, and it's the blocks that gets for me. When she's in the defensive end, she makes sure that she can get in front of those shooting lanes, and she's got a big body at 5'11". She's a left-handed shot, but she can shoot from either side, and she's got that bomb. She's got 1 goal this season, but certainly gets it off and in a hurry. So a quarterback power play specialist that can shoot the puck.
Was not at the 2025 Women's World, but certainly maybe one of those bubble players to see who would be that final defender selected for USA's roster. And just with the season she's had, it felt like a no-brainer for John Robleski to bring in Gilday for this Olympic roster.
Well, when ice closes up, you got to be solid defensively.
As Murphy comes in, a diving stop by Lehtinen against her Gopher teammate, and she gives her an extra shove in the corner after disrupting, which would have been a great play by Abby Murphy. Always fun to see teammates now foes where they wear their country's colors. Janicki again looking for Abby Murphy. The seam passes with this trio is just remarkable. Now Karvinen comes in, the Golden Eye lands it on net. Heisey reverses it quickly for Janicki to go after it. Rantala reverses it back to Michelle Karvinen, who is the most experienced draft pick that entered last year's PWHL draft class and was selected. Golden Eyes and hasn't looked back. It's Zumwinkle, it's Coyne Schofield. It's Heisey, back to Zumwinkle, and a stop by Ahola. They have hit the post in the final moment. Another great play by the Americans. Coyne Schofield not done yet, using her speed to enter the zone. Zumwinkle cuts back as Panic heads net front. Coyne Schofield taking her time, comes out with it, looking for the loose puck. Rantala will take Kelly Panic's stick. She'll fight through the pressure, now back looking to the near corner. It's Kelly Panic finding Kayla Barnes. Back down, she'll rim it to the far side where Rory Gilday is. Under 2.5 remaining in the second period. USA out to a 4-0 lead. Heisey, Keller, and Knight, your goal scorers in this second period. Gilday stops up, takes a look. Fresh legs, it's Hannah Bilka. Finds a pass to Barnes. Panic quickly on it, in front. Oh, a good look for Bilka.
Well, and that's again that work down low in zone, and there's been so many opportunities. A nice slide by Leitinen, as you mentioned, and it's perfectly placed to take away the pass. And when you slide, you're also looking to make them elevate the puck. But that's a beautiful pass back to Zumwinkle. It's Taylor Heisey going across the grain as a right-handed shot. She's strong side, so she can move it to Zumwinkle, who's backdoor. Ahala doing a nice job trying to keep this game at a 4-goal deficit heading into the intermission.
1-1 record with the Ottawa Charge this season for Sani Ahala.
And her first game was a win in Halifax with the Charge. 10,452 people were watching that game.
Amazing. Top 3 of the 5 shooters as that game went to a shootout. An incredible stage for her to make her debut on. As expansion talks continue to swirl in the PWHL for another season. Keller moves it ahead to Carpenter, who's with the new expansion team, just like Hillary Knight is looking again for Carpenter. Now it's Bilka. She'll look back into the corner where Carpenter will pick up this loose puck. Final minute to go in the second period. 2-on-2 battle into the right of Ahala. Has really emerged as Finland's go-to goaltender, though they have got great experience with Annie Kaisala, who is their go-to in Beijing. Out comes Control as on net it will fire from Harvey.
So some adjustments here by John Roboleski as well. Sims just dropping to that fourth line. Zumwinkle elevating.
Here comes Sims, and a high shot off the glass it will go. Under 30 seconds remaining. USA in full control in Finland's end. Janicki cuts back. Now it's Gamora out in front.
And you look up and down this lineup and the individual skills, whether it's Sims, who's a very different player than Zumwinkle, and she's going to be inserted with Janicki here, and Skimora currently playing on this line. Skimora, of course, the 13th, but it gets inserted with John Janicki, what looks like to be Sims right now. There's been some movement as well. Curl comes into the dot with Dunn and Sims.
Advantage too with Team USA, and hearing from John Roboleski, at one point or another over the course of this quad, every player has probably played with one another, so it doesn't take much time to find the chemistry. As he's, over the course of the rivalry series, played with different combinations, tweaked the lineup, and has tried new things. So these in-game adjustments are probably much easier for these athletes to work through.
Yeah, and reading off one another. They just have such a healthy understanding of how each other plays. And you said it, Ken's, whether they're playing together in the PWHL or the rivalry series, the 5 different lines and the different combinations that were there.
2.5 seconds remaining on the clock. USA hoping to win this back and try for one more scoring chance. Let's see what they can do. Off the face-off. Krosalemi can't win it back, so Chalene will play it to the boards as the buzzer sounds.
Well, convincing effort for the Americans through 2 periods of play. Shots 36-9 on goal, which would definitely tell you the story, but the Finns continue to push. They had a couple of high-danger looks, just unable to capitalize on Aaron Frankel.
Well, history made in the second period, courtesy of Hillary Knight. 14th career goal, top of USA's Olympic charts. At the intermission with Claire Hanna, Cassie Campbell, Pascal, and Haley Salvi, and they'll break it all down for you. It's Milano Cortina 2026.
Make that 4 different goal scorers for the Americans through 40 minutes as they lead 4-0 over Finland. Let's get you back to Rowe Arena for the third period and join CBC's Claire Hanna.
All right, yes, back at regional stage, healthy, playing in her 5th Winter Olympics. Through the adversity, you know there's nothing she wants to do but be on this ice wearing her country's colors.
Yeah, and no question that she will be a first ballot Hall of Famer as well, and what she's been able to accomplish. And so there's so many questions is, when is it all going to end for her as well? But you're right, just her conditioning, her athleticism, everything she's done over the course of her career has led us her to this moment, and what a challenging few years.
Burakovsky, 38 years old, has played at 16 World Championships, and this is her 5th Winter Olympics, looking for her 4th Olympic medal.
Yeah, she has 3 bronze and 8 bronze at the World Championships as well. So
she's done it all.
She's got the hardware. I don't know where she puts it all.
But it makes you wonder, would we ever see her come over to the PWHL? She's a staple with the Luleå program, a winning program there. Mind you, Frölunda found a way to break the streak last year. But it'll be interesting. We've seen Karvinen come over Toulouse in the past, Yemenen possibly this year. Would we ever see Hirakoski come over? Panic moves it down with Kendall Coyne-Schofield, who over the course of the quad has become a mom and have led the charge in this launch of the PWHL. Zumwinkle tries to reverse it back to Coyne-Schofield, who catches Rantala. Heisey draws a tripping call. USA back to the power play. This will be their 5th power play of the game. So delayed penalty on the way. Frankel's already on the bench.
So Abby Murphy's going at Petra Nieminen. You guys, she's getting attacked. She's getting attacked. Just calm down.
As Nieminen's going to head off.
So it's going to be right here on Taylor Heisey. It's going to be trip. Just an errant stick. And those are the tough ones to take if you're the Finns up against a power play that's gone 2 for 4 so far in this game. So a 50% is pretty good clip. Now you wind up taking that when you're not in your own zone. So those are the ones that can be difficult to handle as Taylor Heisey goes to the dot.
It's interesting, all of Finland's penalties have come from their savvy vets. Karvinen, Tapani, Hirakoski, Savalainen, and now Nieminen. Quite a few strict infractions, but the pace of this American team is their strength. So to the power play they go, 2 for 4. It's Carpenter and Knight with the power play goals. In comes Harvey, crosses it over, looking for Janicki.
And I like that Harvey takes that puck into the offensive zone, with the neutral zone being much smaller. And you're not going to cross your blue line and make a pass to someone who is static.
Despite Carolyn Harvey leading this ice time and with shots on net right now, still looking for her first Winter Olympic point. Didn't have one in Beijing.
Well, the United States had 21 shots in the second period, 16 from the slot. Carolyn Harvey with 7.
It's been a busy night for Sani Ahala, making her Olympic debut. Frankel at the other end in her second start. Endless options for John Robleski when it comes to goaltending. You've got a bona fide starter in Gwyneth Phillips, who backs up Aaron Frankel, and Ava McNaughton as well, who's put up great numbers with Wisconsin.
And it's interesting too, and you just have a short body of work throughout the competition. It's trying to get your other goaltender in as well, seeing the sight lines of the game. We know Gwyneth Phillips came in at the World Championship, able to capture that against Canada, that overtime electric win where she made 10 of 10 saves.
100 minutes to go on this power play. Up next for the United States, a day off, then they'll take on Switzerland. As Knight tried to jam that back door, has already tied the record. Can she break it? Edwards tonight. Hillary Knight, 14 career Winter Olympic goals, finds Edwards. She delays, drawing in Vanhanen quite easily. Out in front, the Finns will get the clear courtesy of Hirakoski. Hannah Bilka all alone on the far side. Looks for the pass to Keller. She'll have to retreat to the blue line to pick up the loose puck.
Well, the PK's done a nice job as well, killing a lot of this time outside of the zone, not giving a lot to the Americans here. Just been errant.
Edwards calls for it off the post. Oh, that looked like a clear opening, and goal for Edwards. So close. Edwards already 2 assists in this game for her first goal at the Olympics.
Well, and on that other unit's power play, when Carpenter, Knight, and Bilka are out there together, that's one forward line, so that also allows John Robleski to come back and have an organized lineup right away.
Strategic thinking.
As you can see, Zumwinkle still playing with Panic and Coyne. Sims playing with Janicki and Dunn.
Out in front, Ahola makes a save, takes a hit. It's going to be goalie interference, I believe. The arm went straight up as Ahola had to get pushed into her net. It's going to be hooking, so this may go against the Finns as Toulouse looks like she's being helped towards the penalty box. So USA back to the power play, and another vet in the box for the Finns.
And one of their two right forwards that does play the PK as well, just right there going to the net on Zumwinkle. And this is what Grace Zumwinkle does as well. And she continues on towards the net. You force players to take you down. Earlier with Edwards, that right-handed shot plays her off flank on the power play going off the iron.
So close. That's her sweet spot, isn't it? Especially on the power play. Let's see what the young unit can do. Abby Murphy. USA's 6th power play. Going back to Beijing, the Finns were the 2nd most penalized team. Savalainen shot gets blocked by Murphy. Ronja Savalainen looking back for Yadina Newland. Harvey picks up speed through center. 7 shots in this game coming into the 3rd period. USA feeds it around to the far side where Kirsten Sims will pick this up.
Harvey also 16:27 in ice time through 2 periods. Savalainen had her beat at 16:39. Playing a ton of minutes on the back for the Finns.
In comes Sims. What a dragger shot blocked by Vinica. Sims gloves it down. Janicki picking it up on the near post. Sims, who leads Wisconsin in goal scoring this season, out in front. A good play by Janicki, but Ahola reads it well.
Well, and that was a hard shot and a quick wrap trying to go far side on Ahola, but I don't think John Roboleski will be too happy with these last 2 power plays. Just there hasn't been crisp execution to get in and get set up and get to their options.
Bilka rims it around where Hillary Knight is setting up shop on the far side. Vesa gets the clear, forcing USA back into their own end.
Nice aggressive play, recognizing when your opponent's turned or up against the boards, you want to attack, but one goes, you almost, the second player has to read it as well. It's all about anticipation.
Alex Carpenter scored her first ever Winter Olympic goal against the Finns back in Sochi. Edwards shot. Just 13 years old, and Layla Edwards moved to play at Bishop's Curry and set the stage for her then involvement with Wisconsin Badgers. Such a young age to move away from home and join in on a prep school environment. You grow up quickly when you're chasing your dreams. As Keller is high shot and off the glass. Final seconds of USA's power play.
Well, because Janicki was just on, he's going to come with Pearl to insert onto that 4th line to try and reset his lines as the power play winds down.
So it goes 2-less. We're back to 5-on-5. United States landing 1 shot on that 6th power play. Joy Dunn working hard below the goal line. Second line opens up. Joy Dunn's just opting to shoot it. She's playing at the Ohio State this year. Heading net front. Barnes feeds it down to Dunn. Rantala checks Dunn. Great job by Rantala. Back up high for Barnes. High shot and out into the near corner where Steckline will chase after it.
When you saw Dunn go to the net from below the goal line, so difficult for Rantala to get her stick. And as long as the stick is available, it is an option. It's hard to get position on a 5'11" player. You mentioned it at Ohio State. Did a nice job of getting that line change as well with offensive zone possession. Now it's going to come all the way back to the other end with the icing call.
Steckline, one of the 3 triple gold clubs, if you will, in women's hockey with a Walter Cup, a World Championship gold, and an Olympic gold. Her, Coyne Schofield, and Kelly Panic part of that list.
And her and Michaela Barnes could be more of a shutdown pairing as well. The Steckline, just her stick details, her spacing. She's just such an effective player. There's not a lot of flash to her game, but she gets the job done.
Speaking of flash, well, that is all Caroline Harvey. Coyne Schofield on net, looking for the rebound. Panics right there. Petra Nieminen on the loose puck. Chips it off the backhand. Coyne Schofield working it along the blue line. Loose puck at center. Riola trying to get by Coyne Schofield. Ida Coppola pulls it to safety, but Coyne Schofield's right on it, and Kelly Panic breaks free. Zumwinkle opens up. Panic's gonna shoot, and it's a pad save by Ahola, but the rebound was there. Now it's Haley Wynn trying again for a shot as Holopainen gets her stick in the lane. Another shot, a faked attempt by Harvey and pulls it in deep to the zone. Looking for the loose puck again, Coppola breaks it out. Ida Coppola playing in the SDHL this year with Finland as Holopainen brings it in. She's with Frölunda. Only 3 athletes on Finland's team actually play in the Finnish league in the Aurora Liga. The bulk of the athletes playing in the SDHL, 9 in North America.
So as you progress through a tournament, it's always about growth and getting better every single game. So for the Finns having their first game, they'll want to find ways to execute. You see Kelly panic. I think she wanted that shot, and then she decides to go for that far pad, trying to see if it can't get kicked out. I think she's going for a rebound there as Grace Zumwinkle's driving that back post.
Karolainen back for it. Lehtinen chasing after the loose puck. Janina Newland cuts to center, trying to get the shot off. Now it's Kirsten Sims on the attack with Tessa Janicki. Sims out in front, trying to feed Janicki. Hurkowski takes the body away. Island and Vinica working it at center as Edwards finds a loose puck and passes it off to Tessa Janicki. Kicks it out to Heisey. Nice moves by Taylor Heisey, who has her first at the Olympics in this game against the Finns. USA now 40 shots on net as Bilka looks to make it 41, but that'll go up and out of play. 4-0, USA leads against the Finns inside Rowe Arena.
It's the eternal feeling, the drive for something greater, an unspoken desire of untamable wilderness, where the skies dance and the people smile. It is a place that will change you.
No way with the last name like that. Absolutely not.
I had some quick feet.
I
I'll tell you that. Keeping those arms up and doing those rounds, 3 minutes, it's tough.
Maybe that could be our workout.
Trained.
Maybe that could be our workout.
It's tough.
At the Winter Olympics.
It is hard.
We got to find something.
We're walking.
We're
That's
walking.
Good enough
We're getting
for me,
our
buddy.
steps in. Here come the Finns, led by Savalainen. Oh, and a great stop by Frankel. Finland not backing down, and Holopainen just teed up Hillary Knight along the glass. A heavy hit against the United States captain. Holopainen, not the biggest woman. Hillary Knight responds with an excellent scoring chance the other way.
Well, Kayla Barnes has been active as well, coming down the middle of the ice and just going right into the heart of the coverage. Kicks it out to Hillary Knight, looking to break the record, Kenzie Lalonde.
Will she do it? 10-13 remaining. Up next for the United States, a day off. Then we'll take on Switzerland and then the Canadians. So it'll be a back-to-back, Cheryl. And so it'll be interesting which goaltender we will see in the game against Switzerland and the game against Canada. Would Roboleski opt to go with a back-to-back with Franco? Or could we see Phillips or maybe McNaughton?
I think we'll see Gwyneth Phillips. I think you always want to have two ready to go. As you saw at the World Championship, you know, Frankel's your starter at the moment, but you've got such an outstanding option in Gwyneth Phillips. I think you want to get her in a game. It's also about, you know, the depth perception and actually playing on this ice.
Getting used to the Rowe Arena. The boards are a little different in the way the puck is bouncing as Ahola doesn't allow that puck to bounce a whole lot. She's had a busy night between the pipes for the Finns and her Olympic debut. It's day 3 of women's hockey.
You got the clothes, the cars. You look like a person who has secrets.
I came here to make you a business proposition.
He knows exactly what they're transporting when. There's no DNA left at the...
Well, Tessa Janicki is on it. She had herself a couple of helpers in the opening game against Czechia as well, just feeding players and knowing how to utilize the entire offensive zone, whether she's low in small spaces or whether she's working that high ice. She's got that quick release shot and played shy of 15 minutes so far in this one.
Under 10 to go in the third period. The Finns still looking for their first shot on net in this period. USA out shooting them 6-0 and also still looking for their first face-off win. The United States have won 9 straight in this final frame so far. Joy Dunn with a nice spin move. Evie Vainikov looking for Van Hinen. Back down, Lehtinen, D to Savalainen. Sims tracking it well as Lehtinen taps it off to Savalainen. When Schofield is speed, almost clipped Savalainen as Van Hinen breaks free the other way. Her shot on net, Frankel's all over it.
Well, Vanninen's going to get this shot, but it's going to be Savalainen getting herself available, coming underneath the puck to get to the middle of the ice and make that stretch pass. As you see Joy Dunn getting looked at. She's going into the boards funny. It was against Vanninen, just kind of gets clipped. I think she clips herself there and winds up going into the boards and waving that left arm.
Sandy Vanninen, who was just 16 years old at Beijing 2022. Another collision, the wind pops right back up. So she was 16 years old. She ended up playing at 5 international tournaments over the course of 15 months. At Olympics, 2 Women's Worlds and 2 under-18 Women's Worlds. Young but so experienced. And has scored some big goals for the Finns over the years as they look for their first here in Milano Cortina.
Yeah, back in 2021 in her World's debut, got that quarterfinal winner against Czechia, so
it's huge.
Played just over 7 minutes at the Olympics back in Beijing. You know that number is going to be much, much higher, much like Carolyn Harvey for the United States on the back end.
Imagine being 16 years old at an Olympics.
No. Well, I was 17 at a World Championship, and in the final game, I never played a shift. Let's put it that way.
17, Cheryl. You're still in high school.
I was in high school. Bam Bam Pounder.
Doing her English homework on the bus.
Well, it's funny. Therese Brisson and, of course, Cassie Campbell-Pascal was just a little bit older than me. But Therese was a professor at the University of New Brunswick. So
did you get some
you're
free
darn
tutoring
right.
then?
You do whatever you can, buddy. You do whatever you can.
Pounder getting the A's and getting the goals.
We didn't say A's.
Okay. C's and D's get degrees then, maybe. Suzanne Tampany hopes to fling this puck to center, but the United States send it back down. Hirakoski first on it, caught up by Heisey. Ida Coppola. Nice pass to Nieminen, who picks up speed. It's off the stick of Murphy. Now it's a foot race. Who will get there first? Barnes takes the hit on Nieminen. Hirakoski looks on net, blocked by Krosalemi. And her first career Olympic point in this game.
John Roboleski said that she plays like electricity. Just creates energy.
We've seen her production in the PWHL. Hasn't quite yet translated on the international stage. But you know she's a big piece to the offense for USA.
Well, and it's about what you're going to do in the elimination games when the ice really close up, when there's a game plan, when everyone's showing their hand. Because a lot of the time in these games, sometimes, you know, you're holding back a little bit. You're playing a little bit of possum, not wanting your opponent to know exactly what you're going to be doing, whether it's on particular sets, on power plays.
A great turnout this afternoon for this matchup between the Americans and the Finns at Rowe Arena, a temporary stadium inside Milano exhibition venue. 3,000 tickets can be sold on any given game. Carpenter comes in with speed with Hillary Knight. A save by Ahola. Under 7 remaining in the third period. 4-0 USA. Keller finds Edwards, tries to cut it back. Newland has had a great game for the Finns.
Really good stick.
Keller back down into the corner where Carpenter protects it well. Back up high for Edwards and a long shot. Now Bilka chases after it. Dealt with injury last season. Wasn't on the World Championship roster. But has made the cut and now getting time with Carpenter and Hillary Knight on this top line.
But you see the flanks that in their own zone and really go hard at the points. And I like that sense of urgency by the Finns, even though they haven't had possession. Something that Cassie Campbell-Pascal and Haley Salvian talked with Claire Hanna about on the panel. Just they've loved the heart that this Finnish team has shown. Yes, they're It's a 4-goal deficit right now, but there's been an urgency. And yes, there's been some fatigue, especially in that second period. Sometimes you can see the end in the third, and so that goes to your legs. But the second with the long line change up against a potent offense that can hem you in, it'll be tough.
The Finns are right back to work tomorrow. They'll take on Czechia. But I am surprised, Cheryl, to see their whole roster. It's really great to see as Carolina tries for the shot. Just curious to see how many skaters would dress. And you go back to the media availability and the Finns in saying whether it was a head coach, Tara Lettra, just top concern with health and safety, but not only for their own team, but for the Canadians and other opponents as well. That was top of mind for them. They wanted to do what was right, so opting to postpone the game. And they'll go back to work tomorrow to take on Czechia, who's still looking for their first win this year.
The big thing for the Czechs is managing the game. They've had the lead. They haven't been able to hold on to it. We saw it last year at the World Championship, a 3-goal lead against the Finns, who came back and won it in overtime. They had a 2-goal lead yesterday against the Swiss, who looked like a much different team in terms of, you know, not just surviving. I think I said it on the broadcast, but trying to thrive.
They certainly come in as medal favorites. Czechia to be in conversation, just like the Finns. But hey, the Swedes are the only team undefeated right now in Group B. Could they cause some upsets? It's only day 3, and right now, USA is out with a great lead. Arena, Switzerland to open up the Milano Cortina 2026. Canada is defending gold medalists at the Winter Olympics. They've got a very experienced team, Cheryl. 16 players return from that gold medal in Beijing, so they've certainly dealt with adversity before. They're going to take on a Swiss team. As Harvey backdoor, it's Abby Murphy. That's her first goal at the Winter Olympics.
Well, she's been in all of the scrums. They're going to win this face-off. 70% right now. Just unbelievable in the offensive zone. Harvey jumps down on a diagonal through the middle of the ice, throws it to the net, and who's on the back door right around the blue stuff? It's going to be Abby Murphy off of the body and puts it in the empty basin. You can see the smile there. No shove after that one. That's going to be her first of the tournament.
Abby Murphy. A multi-point game now as all smiles to their first goal at the Winter Olympics. She was there in Beijing at just 19 years old. She's got 36 goals already in the NCAA this year to lead the nation, but that's her first on the Olympic stage.
Well, she's had some highlight reel passes and goals, but she also has 25 helpers with Minnesota as well.
Harvey will pick up her first Olympic point. And Heisey rounding out the score sheet on that goal as Murphy tries for a no-look shot. Under 4 remaining, USA mixes 5-0 now against the Finns.
I would not be surprised to see her match again, Marie-Philippe Poulin.
Oh, look out.
Yeah.
We've already seen it, whether it be in the Rivalry Series, an exhibition series designed to allow for tune-ups for the Canada-USA program leading to World Championship.
And you know Poulin is an X factor anytime she steps on the ice, especially a big game. So you have to toe the line, though. You have to be disciplined. You can put your toe close to the water, but you can't put it in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and Abby
exactly.
Murphy has been toeing that line, but it's been something that she's worked on over the years, and John Roboleski has spoken to us about that.
Or has been left off a World Championship roster because of that, trying to find it out and asking her to work on it. So she was not there at the 2022 Women's Worlds, which is held just 7 months after Beijing, but has been an important presence since then.
And excited to see Poulin in this upcoming game against the Swiss, a confident Swiss team coming off that victory against Czechia with a new left flank and Julia Gosling.
That'll be exciting, and have to think Anne Renee Bay will get the start, but we'll see.
An interesting thing, Julia Gosling.
Out in front again, it's Sims. You could tell she's hungry for her first year against the Finns.
Gosling was part of that closed-loop taxi squad in Beijing, and now top line.
How about that?
Alongside Poulin riding shotgun. We'll have our eyes on that this evening.
has certainly shown herself to be a proven goal scorer, especially on the power play. But this season in the PWHL, it's even strengths. It's in all situations she can find the back of the net, Julia Gossling.
Well, and Hilly Salvian on the panel made a real nice point about it. You know that everyone's going to be tracking Poulin, so maybe that leaves her open to get that blistering of shot off. It's also got a good frame, some good size, so she can shield the puck.
Emma Newtonen tried for the toe drag through Harvey. Savalainen helps her out, tries off the backhands. About a minute and a half remaining in the third period. All USA. The shot count certainly tells the story, but a lot of it too just in possession. They've held on to the puck. Done a good job in the offensive zone. Gilday has some time. Taps it off to Edwards. 2 assists for her tonight. To Carpenter and into the far corner.
You can see the face-off alignments and discussing where he wants. There's a lot of over-under plays with this group, as you see one coming under, one coming over, and one coming underneath, and then hitting the middle of the ice. So that's a great look where you draw up a play and you're able to execute it perfectly. But when you're operating at 70% in the face-off dot, you can align yourselves accordingly. You're not looking at 50-50 pucks where you're jumping in, so everyone jumping for the win.
Final minute in the third period. USA and the Finns are 10-0 all-time at the Winter Olympics, looking to be 11-0. Had an incredible record over the years as Bilka gets taken down in front of Ahola. Vinica, final push for the Finns. As the USA chants rain down inside Rowe Arena. Rantala shot. Oh, Frankel had to make a hard save. 19 seconds to go.
Well, it's a solid game up and down for the Americans, and Aaron Frankel not being tested too often, only facing 11 shots on net, 14 against the Czechs.
So you've got 19.7 seconds remaining. Tero Lehtera calling over his team, drawing up something. The Finns taking a timeout, the final seconds of this game. Why not work on things, right? Try a set play that maybe you'll need later down the stretch of this tournament.
Well, listen, it's your first game of the tournament. You don't get a ton of practice time, and when you do, it's often pre-game skates. So they're shortened, they're just to get puck touches. So this gives you an opportunity to work on things. So pull your goaltender, have a 6-on-5, see if you can execute and create right off the hop here. This is not for this moment. This is more for as they progress through the tournament.
Lehtera directing traffic, Ahola on the bench, so an extra attacker on the ice for the Finns. With under 20 seconds left. Barnes takes the body, allows Steckline to come in, and she'll just look to wind down the clock here. USA frees it. We'll see if it may have touched someone as icing will be waved off. Final seconds here. What a game by the Americans. 5 different goal scorers, and Aaron Frankel with her first shutout at the Winter Olympics.
Well, a convincing performance for the Americans, out shooting the Finns 49-11. You got to hand it to number 1 there, and Sani Ahola, what she was able to do, especially in the first period. The Americans were only up 1-0, but it was all them after that. You could see the fatigue on the Finns, but it's due to the heaviness and the depth of this fast American team that loves to forecheck.
All smiles for the Americans. 2-0 now at Milano Cortina 2026. 5-0 your final inside Rowe Arena. Dominant performance by the United States. More to come. It's day 3 at the Winter Olympics.
It's time for action. We must build pipelines, power plants, ports, railways, and roads now to secure our economic future. Oil, natural gas, and all of our resources make us stronger.